Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today is May 22nd, and you are watching Overgrowth Weekly number 23. 23? No, 23. Yes.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, basically, I guess. My nick.
We can mix up languages today.
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, 23 then. Swinglish 23. Or 23. Well, anyways, I am Silverfish, and with me today is, as usual, Anton.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And today we have quite an awesome show. But before we get into that, I want to talk about some exciting stuff. Because I'm probably going to upgrade my computer soon. Like next week sometime, or perhaps the week after next week. Well, anyways, this means that I'm going to be able to stream at a higher frame rate and at higher resolution, because right now I'm streaming at half of 720p, so go figure that out yourself if you want to. So half of 720p and at 15 FPS, because my computer is just that bad. But hopefully very soon I'm going to be able to show you some more awesome quality, so that's very, very good news.
Hooray!
Yay! But let's get on with the show. So first off, we have the weekly alpha segment, where we, as usual, take a look at the latest alpha, which is number 131 this week. And I'm going to go through all of the changes right here and talk a bit about them and show them in the game if possible, or you know, if it's kind of hard to understand what they do. Okay. First off, I'm going to actually load a map in the game. This is something that I should have done. Okay, Red Desert, there we go. Okay, fixed timing problem with sword animations. Well, it's basically a fix with a timing problem. I'm not quite sure what this actually means. Do you know what it actually means, like, specifically?
Specifically, no.
No. But it's something with the animations, and it made them better, so that's good. And improved weapon animation, hand/weapon sync, and that is, let me go into the game and go to the character, go back out into the editor. I'm going to remove these guys in the background because they take out power from my computer. Okay, and then load object. Let me find a weapon. Dog broadsword, that's the weapon I want. And let me also add a character, actually. So that was kind of stupid of me to remove them. But still. Okay, here we go. Let's take this in slow motion. What basically happened before was that the sword kinda didn't follow the hand, but now, as you can see... Oops. Oops. Okay, I'm doing this kind of weirdly. Oh, and the game crashed. Awesome. Okay, this
Fantastic.
is... Fantastic! Amazing! Yeah! But this is what happens when it's an alpha, you know, anything can happen. And as I say, every time it crashed, last time it crashed was like 10 episodes ago or something, so this game is actually much more stable than most alphas are. It's very, very awesome how stable this is, actually.
Yep. There are only a few things that sort of consistently crash the game, and those all usually have to do with missing files and shaders and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, those are like, I mean, I know there's like beta software or release software that crashes more often than this do, so actually very, very well done so far. Okay, here we go again. I'm gonna try to show this. Now, you might not have seen this last week, of course, but the weapon just didn't follow the hand very perfectly. But as you can see now, the weapon perfectly follows the hand, as it should. No problem at all.
So much better. Hooray!
Yes, indeed. So let's go back to the list of changes. Weapon stance can be mirrored. Pretty self-explanatory. Instead of holding it in the right hand, you can automatically make it so that he holds it in the left hand, using scripts, stuff like that. Blood splat works with its post effects disabled. If you saw the blood splats that you have when you attack someone, let me slow down and attack again. Swoosh. You see the blood splats there? Those didn't work before if you didn't have a special setting enabled, but now they work, even when you don't have that setting enabled.
Yes.
I say as I throw away my weapon into the distance.
Awesome.
Yeah. Blood splatter sound for sword hits. Makes sense. You heard the blood splatter sound when I hit him with the sword.
Right. The only problem with that I'm going to mention right now that I noticed is that the blood splatter sound always pans from right to left, and I kind of find that a little odd since the image isn't doing that on picture, but hopefully that gets changed or adjusted. It's probably just a placeholder.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. I need to check that out now.
Yeah, well, I notice those things sometimes.
That doesn't seem to be the case for me. But maybe it does. I don't know. I mean, you're the music guy, so you probably know better than me how it works. But yeah.
Well, yeah, it seemed to me consistently that it would splatter from right to left every time. So maybe I'm wrong. I'd be happy if I was.
Indeed. But as you said, it's probably just a placeholder, and I'm sure they'll change it if that is the case. Okay, decals for blood splats. Yeah, notice the decals on the ground you get when you hit someone with your sword. Very awesome. I'm sure these are also just placeholders, but I still think they look kind of awesome.
The ground splatters do, yeah.
Yeah.
They're maybe a little too shiny for me, but the coloring and is a lot better. And I like that the particles become the splatters. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Though I'm sure they will make it. I mean, they have this video that's like super old, where they showed, you know, the dynamic blood.
Right.
I wonder if they will do something like that for the splatters as well, to make it almost fully procedural. That would be very cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. Although it sounds like that might be computer intensive, so it might be an option, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I guess they will have options for almost every single one of these effects. I don't know if the blood effect they have when you slit your throat. Let's do that. That's fun to do. The blood effect you get on yourself. I don't know how intensive that is, but that might be something they want to limit as well. I mean, there are lots of settings they will have, I'm sure.
I'm sure, yeah.
But yeah, ambient triangle sound effects. So let us load a level that has that enabled. This level does not, you see. Start up the game again. Do you know which levels actually do? I know this...
Patchy Highlands?
Yeah, I know that level, but it's so demanding.
There was one other one that was... the only two that were updated this week are Patchy Highlands and the Impressive Mountains, which is the...
oh, I see.
Snow level.
Yeah. I'm just going to load Patchy Highlands and let's see how it works. So what this basically is that there are 3 sound sources that are fixed around your camera, I guess. That make sound. They make like different sounds. So instead of having like one sound playing in the background always, you have 3 different sounds that are playing from 3 directions. So depending on which way you're aiming with your camera, you'll have the sounds coming from different directions, which make it feel just more... yeah, just more real. That's how sound works. Like if you have a bird in your right ear and you turn to the left, the bird will sound like it's coming from behind and not still like it's coming from the right.
Yeah.
So Really, really cool stuff. They always come up with very nice solutions, this team. There you can already
See,
hear
I thought that he said that it was non-dependent from camera rotation, but will be directional as you move your character around. So it would be whatever direction your character is facing, maybe, more than... Like, if you spin your camera around, the sound doesn't rotate around you. But if you move in one direction, one sound will get louder than in another direction.
I see. Though that does not seem to be the case currently. But as you can hear, the sounds are coming from different directions. I don't have the visualization here, but they do show you that in the video.
Yeah.
It would be very easy to distinguish them if they had some kind of sound that was very different from the other sounds. But right now, they're all like birds chirping, so it's kind of hard to hear. But you can hear it if you listen closely. Okay, so that's
yeah, this is something I didn't have the chance to play with this week, unfortunately.
Might be easier to see on the snow level when you show that later.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, ambient bird sounds and ice wind sounds. Ambient bird sounds, let's see. Yeah, I guess that's just what you hear on this level, the ambient bird sounds. The ice wind sounds are on the snow level, which we will be showing later in this Overgrowth Weekly. Okay, occasional ambient sound objects. So let's take a look at that. So add an object, go to the sound tab, and then you have test sound and ice cracking. Let's do the test sound. As you can hear, it's a gong. That's what it's called, right? Gong?
Yes, it is called a gong.
And this other one is... Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say it was missing early in the alpha, so if you guys try and load that and it crashes, go to the SPF and actually look for the snow level assets, and you'll find the gong sound in there as well.
Awesome. And then we have this ice cracking sound. I think it should be working, right?
Yep.
There we go.
And I can't hear it, but they're positional, so of course as the closer you get, the more present they become.
Yeah. So these are really cool. I mean, adding sounds to your world is a really nice thing. I was thinking about these birds, that you should perhaps add the birds like around the trees, so it sounds like the birds are actually in the trees, and not because in this direction there are no trees where birds can be in, and birds are known to be in trees. So that would probably make more sense. And just have maybe a wind sound in the directional thingies. In the ambient triangle sounds, or whatever they're called.
Well, I think the wind would be good, but there's other ambient sound that can go in there, leaves rustling and echoes. Echoes from off of a canyon side would be pretty amazing if there was some of that. But
yeah,
we'll see.
And stuff like distant sounds, very, very distant sounds. I don't know what that would be though.
Cars driving by, the hum of the freeway.
That was my
ocean
thought.
waves.
Yeah, ocean waves could be good. Like if you're close to the ocean, having the ocean just in one direction, that would be cool.
Yep.
Yeah, well, stuff like that. Anyways,
thunderstorms, rain.
Indeed,
yep.
Indeed.
There could be a lot of fun things that you can do with this sort of positional audio stuff, both ambient and localized. The localized one, I always think of, I can now create little musicians in the street playing music, and as you get close to them you can hear them, or something crazy like that.
Yeah, perhaps someone's playing music inside of a house or something.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Because I think the music playing, a NPC playing music would probably be the NPC basically talking the music, just to make sure that his movements are like synced with the song. If you know what I mean.
I do, and we'll see if that's something that's addressed later or not.
Yes, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Anyways, next up, ice crack ambient sound effect. You heard that just now. Normal map alpha acts as tint mask. Let's see. Is this
And that's something
Is this added in this alpha as well?
It is, but every time I tried to use it, the game crashed.
Oh.
So I didn't. I never got this. I only tried once though. So when I say every time, it crashed once, and then I stopped trying.
Yeah, let's see. If it crashes, it doesn't matter too much because this is the last thing I'm going to test anyways. So I'm going to select this, press Control P, and let's hope it doesn't crash. Not crashed yet. Let's try to pick a color. Oh.
Yeah, it crashed as soon as I hit Control P. So.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me though. Like not in this object at least. That I know they showed this object, so that object should have worked. They also showed the fancy ceiling. See if that works. No, it doesn't work. Seems like it's just not in the alpha yet. But that's fine, I'm sure.
Or, yeah, maybe just the maps aren't. The alpha maps probably weren't moved.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe, yeah. So the feature is there, but they haven't added the new things to those objects yet. But yeah, that's all for this week's alpha, so that's cool. Let's move on to the art asset overview. Let me close down Overgrowth. That demanding level, don't want that sitting in the background. Phew. Jeez. So, Aubrey has made another art asset overview, as he does from time to time. And this one showcases the Reno level that he has been working on for a couple of weeks now. So I'm going to play this video for you guys, and we're going to return afterwards and do some commenting on it. So enjoy. And that was the art asset overview. Let me just lower the volume on that. I can play that in the background while we talk about it. Okay, so this map, I have to say that I think it's very, very awesome. It feels like the first thing, like the first level that has been really thought through and not kind of like thrown together just to test things out.
Right.
So
well,
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say you can really see that in the detail in the way that they move around in the level, that there's entrances and different layers and levels to the map itself, to the asset really more than the map. But
yeah, is this I want to know how this is built actually. That's
it's already in the alpha. You can
It is?
You can already not this finished skinned version, but it is in the alpha this week, so you can actually load all of the elements in. There's a ground floor, there's seating and then there's the umbrellas and the end pieces. So yeah, you if you load up the, if you load up a object and go into buildings, I think it's at the very top, called Arena.
Awesome.
So you might have to check it out now.
Yeah, I might just have to do that.
Although it's basically what we saw in the previous art set, where it's all very white and unskinned and no texture maps and that stuff. So but it's huge. It is really, really big.
Yeah. Flowis asks how he can create these round objects, because he can only create just non-round objects, I guess, like walls and stuff. And the thing is that it just depends on how the model looks. He just made models that are round so he can put them in the game. And putting models into this game is actually very, very easy, so that's awesome. And I like, actually, just in general, this design on this thing. As I said, it feels much more thought through, though I feel like it's not got enough color yet, not enough variety. It feels very stony all around.
Sure, but I think decals could fix that in a lot of ways. More than designing, too much into it. I think some decals could kind of make it stand out that way. And also each audience section, I believe, was a different piece, so each piece could have a slightly different variation.
Yeah.
But
what was I going to say? I had a thought. Yeah, as I said, well, it's a work in progress, basically, so it's not going to look like this when it's done. It's going to look even better when it's done, of course.
Of course.
And we have already talked about what this map can be used for, so we're probably not going to go into it too much, but in general, it's very, very awesome to see like a proper map that's been really thought through into being in the game. I like how you can like walk in through several different entrances, and those entrances have stairs that actually lead up to the where you sit, so the arena actually works. I didn't think that would be the case. I thought it would be just there for looking nice or whatever, and that you would just be inside of the actual arena. So that was very, very, very good to see, actually.
I agree.
So that was that art asset overview. Very nice job there, I have to say, by Aubrey, of course. But let's move on to the next piece on the agenda, which is the community segment. And as usual, we start out with the Fanart Watch, where we take a look at the latest fan art for Overgrowth and do some commenting on that. And to get here, you can just hit the link on the agenda called Fanart Watch. It's there every week. And it takes you to the Wolfire forums and the Wolfire sub-forums, and in there's a thread called Fanart. So let's scroll down here to the first one. This one is a 3D fanart thingy, a 3D model made by Jarwa, yeah. So I'm going to read what he said about it here. Okay, well, I decided to model a rat model for the game and possibly for some animations. Is it possible to get the model? Blah blah blah. It's as a playable character. Yes, it is. And I managed to add a few normal objects in the game, but I have not tried characters yet. Okay, anyway, the model is obviously far from being ready. Gotta do some UV mapping, ZBrushing, and rig and skin the character too. And yeah, so this is basically a work in progress, is what he's trying to say. Let's bring up a big image there of this. I do not like that you're using image check, by the way. You can just upload the image via the forums. Can I get... okay, maybe I can't get a big image. This will have to do. Okay, as you can see, I like this. It's very, very nice, actually.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of how I could imagine the rats looking in the game.
It definitely has that feel to it.
It really does. Though, comparing this to the concept art that Aubrey's made, it feels like the rats have a more rat shape, so they should be more like even in their thickness and more, you know, pointy looking like. That's what I gather from the concept art, at least, that Aubrey's made. But still, this is a very, very nice 3D model, and I hope that he does get it into the game, because it would be awesome to have some fan-made rats as well as the official ones.
Absolutely.
And it's so easy to get stuff into the game if you compare it to other games. So it would surely be worth it. Next,
yeah, I think the biggest issue with him getting this into the game is going to be rigging it so it's a playable character.
Yeah, they don't have a tutorial on that yet, as far as I know. But when you have figured it out, I'm pretty sure it's going to be much easier than it is in most games to get a character in there. Just feels like it. I mean, I've imported stuff to this engine before, and it's just a breeze. It's so easy. So that's a rat model by Jarwa. Very nice work so far. Next up, we have an image by Stony the Dog. And he writes that just a little image I throw together in an hour for the Frostbite Warriors, or you could call them polar bears. That works too. So he's new to drawing with a tablet. He's 15 years old as well, so he thinks that it kind of sucks. Let's take a closer look at this. And yeah, it's looking okay, I guess. It's not looking awesome, as I say, but I don't think it sucks, surely. But again, it could have some more work, of course.
Yeah, but I think it's a good start. You know,
Totally.
better than me.
Yeah, I haven't seen you draw, so I can't really comment on that. But
Yeah, and I doubt you will.
I see. But yeah, it's a good start. Just keep at it, and you'll get better. I do like your signature. You do know how to write, dude. That's nice, right there, man.
That is cool.
Yeah, but pretty cool image. Pretty cool image by Stony the Dog. Let's move on. Let's see, did someone post a normal link there? Yeah. It's Black Stormy that says that getting animations into Overgrowth is definitely doable. And he's made a quick tutorial on it. But not on the rigging part, I think. But yeah.
Right, and then I posted a link to where Aubrey talked about putting the rigging on Rabot version 2, Rabot 2.0. So you kind of can see how the rigging may be workable.
Yeah, especially on a character that looks like this, like his character, because it basically is the same kind of model that the rabbits are. All the other animals.
It's close enough, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So it should be very easy for him to rig it. He doesn't need to make a fully new rig or anything like that. But let's move on, instead of moving backwards. So here is Daniel777, who says, I drew a couple of pictures, I hope so I hope you like them, I guess. I draw this game, what there will be then if it will be ready. It will be great, yes, I'm sure. I made some wallpapers about Overgrowth, and he has a link right there. Let's see. He's actually got a link to a group on ModDB for Overgrowth fans, so that's pretty cool. Let's take a look at these wallpapers. Oh, you need to download them. That's annoying. Well, anyways, I'm going to do that, and then we can do some other stuff while that goes on. So let's take a look at these images he drew. Oh crap, file font. Okay, never mind then. These are obviously drawn with pencil. It looks like he might have used some, I don't know what it's called in English. The wet kind of pen. Marker? Is that it?
Yeah, marker. It looks all like colored pencil to me, but
It looks like the edges are made with marker. To me, but yeah, in any case, that doesn't really matter. It's an image of a rabbit on a piece of crete, looks like. And yeah, it looks kind of okay. Could obviously use a bit better shading and improvement overall, but I still think it's looking kind of cool.
It's fun. It definitely sets a tone. I like the colors of the clothing in particular.
Yeah, real nice colors for sure.
Yeah.
And next up we have a really cool image actually by him, the same guy then. That's like a sky landscape almost, above the skies, looks like, kind of, or is this water perhaps? Yeah, it's probably supposed to be water, but what are these green things? Oh yeah, I see, it's tops of mountains or something like that. Yeah, I thought they were trees, but no. So this is something that's both above the clouds, it looks like, and under the clouds. Right.
One layer is smog and the other layer is clouds.
Yeah, maybe something like that. And I like this. It's looking very awesome. Having a level in Overgrowth that looks like this, man, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like fighting up in the sky, having the clouds below you and the clouds above you. Very, very awesome. So,
and having to work your way up a mountain like that would be fun, I think. I've always thought.
Yeah, exactly. And limiting the player somehow can also be good for gameplay. Right now in Overgrowth, it feels like you're going to be pretty much free to do anything you want to. And it's kind of hard to tell the player that you need to go through here. And while it might be bad for gameplay to force the player to do something, it also gives you the opportunity to like do a more focused experience for the players. It's another type of gameplay, I suppose, and that's easier to do if you can just die if you fall down. Yeah.
Right.
So cool, very very cool image. Well done. And those two images. Oh, it's another one. Awesome. I was like, oh, it's probably just two images. Surely he cannot have made any more. So it's another image by the same guy, and this one isn't quite as high above the clouds.
I actually think it's a viewpoint from the other side of the bridge. If you look at the two images, like you're looking back at where you, like if in the first image you cross the bridge from left to right, the bottom image is looking back across the bridge to where you came from before.
I'm not sure about that, actually. I'm not sure about that.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, it does make sense, but maybe it's just that he likes these kinds of bridges. But if you look down there, it looks more like water down there, and in this image, it's obviously clouds everywhere. And in the second image, again, there's no, like, this tree here, and these rocks here aren't there on this image. So I don't think that was intended. He would surely have put those rocks there if he wanted it to be the same, but I don't know, it could be. I'm not the one who drew this.
It's hard to tell the scale of the two, so it's you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on believing that they're the same place.
Yeah, you're free to do so. And this looks kind of like a, I don't know, rat city right here in the background.
Yeah, the vertical columns are pretty cool.
Yeah, I've seen other people doing an image, a fan art piece that looks kind of like this. I guess it's houses, stuff like that. It looks very much like this. And that was a rat city, so I think it might be. But yeah, I like this image as well. I don't like it as much as this image, but it has its charm, for sure. So those 3 images by Daniel777, and apparently there are more that you can download if you just go to this ModDB group, but I do not want to bother downloading from FileFront because I'm lazy and I don't like FileFront, so I'm not going to do that. We're instead going to move on to the next item on the agenda, which is Zed's Zed Jump level that has been released. And I was actually the one who was going to show that, right?
I think you are.
I am. So let's open up the game. Opening up the game. Okay, so second map from Zed. Let's just open up the map. Zedjump.xml. Let's see. Second map from me. I ask every one of you to watch the video first before playing the map. And here's a video here that you can watch, or you can watch me play it live. That's right, folks.
And the reason he's asking for that is because the level still takes a small amount of imagination, that there are spikes all across the ground, and so you're required to jump from wall to wall to play it sort of quote-unquote correctly.
Yeah, because the idea he had was that he wanted to also lead the player, not force him, or force the player a bit more, I guess. So,
right.
But since they haven't added it in so that you can add spikes and stuff like that, you just need to avoid the floor, basically. That's the idea. So if I walk down here, okay, boom, I'm dead. But since you can't add spikes, no, I'm really not dead. But yeah, I'm going to jump through this level and try to not, quote, die, unquote. But we'll see what happens.
You are the master parkour man.
Thanks, dude. I'm so good at this game.
Although there definitely are some places where you can just kind of jump and land, but...
Yeah. But I'm doing it the right way. No, I'm dead. Ah.
Start over! Start over!
No! I'm gonna start. There was a checkpoint there. They haven't added checkpoints yet either, Anton, so he probably would have put a checkpoint there.
Of course.
Yes.
My mistake.
Oh, and here we are. There's a... Oh, there's a weapon down there. Anyways, there's a wolf there that I need to kill as well. I'm not so sure about adding this wolf in here, because wolves are not fun to fight with, in my opinion. But yeah. I guess.
I think wolves are still easy.
Yeah, I mean, they can be easy, but only if you... Yeah.
As long as just don't get hit.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Like, if you get hit once, you just die, and that's just not fun to me.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like is that you cannot block.
Yeah.
A wolf at this point. Now there are 3 more rabbits still.
On this level? Okay, you're like cutting out now. Anton?
Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Huh. I was just saying there are 3 rabbits down on the basin of the ground from the original level, so you can go fight some more if you feel like it.
Oh, no, I think I removed everything that was original on the level because it wasn't really relevant to this platforming level, and, you know, it pulls down my FPS, so...
Oh, okay.
I think they're gone now. I killed them. I'm sorry.
Maybe I still have an old version.
No, I removed everything.
No, I know, but Seth is saying in the chat that he deleted them, so I must still have an old version.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so this level, it's... I like it. I mean, it's cool. If we do imagine that there are these spikes, it would be, a pretty cool level. Right now you can cheat your way through it, so to speak. Yeah, lots of different kinds of elements to the level, and yeah, generally you feel kind of badass while you play through it, which is what you want the player to do when he's playing through your level. One thing,
right.
Yeah, as I said, the thing I didn't like was the wolf. I think the wolf could have not been there, since it's just parkour and then suddenly it's like a fighting level. It feels kind of like just out of place. And it's like ramping up the difficulty unnecessarily much. Suddenly, like, if there was a rabbit and then a wolf, perhaps, like, spread out through a level, it would make a bit more sense. But now, like, you make it through the whole level and then you're like, yeah, I win, and then you just get killed by the wolf right at the end. That's not, like, a lot of fun. So that...
Seth says Wolf is always the boss, so he wants a boss at the end of all of his levels.
Oh, I see. Well, that makes sense then. But still, that's something to think about. And what else? The level is kind of boring in the way it looks. You should throw in a few more colors, in my opinion, and perhaps add, yeah, just a few more colors. You can just make it abstract if you don't know what to do with it. But right now it's very grey and boring to play through. Not much to look at, actually. But yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think that color is so easy in this game now that it's pretty easy to just go in and sort of make some pathways or something that have something else going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree. But in general, this level it's kind of cool. It can be fun to play through. I mean, levels in this game are so small and easy to just load up and play through, so I can recommend people to play this level. It's fun, fun, fun. Hope they do add the spikes, though, stuff like that, so you can make it so that the player dies, and checkpoints, of course. But, yeah, that's for the future, I guess. So, this is a Zed jump by Zeds, or, yeah, Zeds. I don't know how to pronounce his name still. But still, very nice stuff. So let's close down the game again, because we're going to move on to last's Blood Mod update. So let me install that, because I wanted to show you the normal blood before I showed you the special updated blood by last. He's been having a thing where every alpha he releases an updated version of his blood mod, which is a very, very cool thing. I like how he packages it as well with both the mod and the original file, so you can like uninstall it very easily.
Right. Until there's a set way to install mods, that's a very nice thing to do for people that don't back up their files correctly.
Exactly. So that's something I really like. But let's right now just merge this, yes, copy, replace, and then start the game right up. And I'm just going to load the Red Desert level, because that's the least demanding level in this game so far. And my computer is bad.
But hopefully for only a few more days. Weeks,
yes.
Maybe.
Yes, maybe for a couple of weeks. So let's add in another character. Another rabbit girl over there. And let's add in a weapon as well.
Does it require a weapon, or does it work just with punching like it used to as well?
I think it works with punching as well, like with both.
Because I think with a weapon you're just sort of getting the same thing as what you got from David, right?
Yeah, I think there might be different sprites. Do I press... Oh, wait. How do I remove all the sprites?
I think it's Y.
Y, yeah. No, Y made me bleed.
Oh. Sorry. Oh, the period button.
Oh, period. Oh, good. Okay, so he has added in like buttons to... Because normally when you fight in this game, as you can see, just note that there's like a lot of more blood in this version, and the blood thingies look different. And you can press Y to suddenly start bleeding, which is very awesome. Can I hold that down? Oh, I can. And I'll like splurt blood all over.
He says just press Y and see how much blood you and your computer can handle.
Yeah. Let's take a look at that. I'm all bloody. That's awesome. And instead of having blood disappear when you revive characters, you have to press period to remove it all. So I actually kind of like that change. Lots of blood.
Yeah.
So let's try this with the weapon as well. Not much difference when you're using the weapon, actually. I don't think there's any difference at all.
Yeah, I think it's just David's, except for that the blood doesn't go away.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to put this weapon in the ground, by the way. Anyways, yeah, this blood mod It's like it's improving every day, or every alpha, I guess. It makes it so much more awesome in close combat as usual. We probably shouldn't talk too much about this because we've been talking about it like several times before. But yeah, this mod, you know, you need it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely the best regular reoccurring mod so far.
Yeah, just hitting that Y button, and you can get all bloody. So awesome stuff. Well done, Last, as usual. We hope you'll keep making these and maybe do some keep updating it, making it better. So well done. Let's take a look at what he is writing about this. Okay, so I have this week blood mod installation. For installation, he changed some keys. X isn't resetting blood decals underground, as I said. He moved X function to the point key, so that both revives the characters and removes the decals. He added blood dripping functions all over your AI and your body if you press Y. And yeah, that's it for the blood mod. And he has a nice promotional image right here, so that's also cool. Let's move on to the next segment of the show, which is the tweets and news segment. And the first up, we have the snow level that was released, or well, I guess not released. Well, I guess released. Yeah, you tell us what happened, Anton.
Well, I mean, some of the assets for the snow level weren't properly released, and I sort of went through the XML files and found out what was missing and pestered Jeff until he gave me copies of them, and then he said I'd go ahead and post them on the forum so that you can download and load this level yourself. But he also said that it will be included in next week's alpha. So if you do decide to download it from the forum, just be prepared that none of the cache files are on your computer. So the first time you load it, it may seem like the game has frozen, but it's calculating stuff.
Yeah, it's simplifying the terrain, as it says. Doing all sorts of cool and epic stuff that you don't get to see. So yeah, I'm going to switch to your stream now. You ready?
Sure.
Shouldn't tell that there. Okay. Boop-a-doo. And there we go.
So if you guys can see it as you run around on certain areas, not everything, but certain areas are icy, and so you'll slip and slide around.
I can hear you twice now, actually. I can hear you through the stream and through Mumble.
Oh, I can fix that for you.
Awesome. Echo, everyone writes.
Sorry. Why is that the case, though?
Maybe you can turn it off in FME.
Sure, I can do that. So you should no longer be getting it.
Oh, no, I can't hear you in Mumble, but I can hear you through the stream, and I think that'll be fine.
Right. That's what I thought you said I should do. So, anyway, you're gonna now be delayed talking to me, so I'm just gonna show off. As I run around, you can see that certain areas I start to slip and slide, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And I threw in a character so you can watch as he tries to follow me. He slides around as well.
I really like the new
So
material properties.
This level is pretty... Yeah, and I'm not sure how they designate what areas are icy and not, but it's pretty cool. And then the other thing that you guys should be able to hear is there are a lot of the ice cracking sounds loaded up. So if I flip over to the editor mode, you can see that there are all kinds of these purple objects are ice cracking sounds. So as you move around the map, David had really made it so certain places crack a lot. I actually think it's maybe too much at the moment, but it is pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it just shows that the ambient sounds work really well when you just use them in the way they're intended.
True. David had actually left all these weapons and the plank here, so I think he's been playing around throwing weapons into wood also. It's not just all of us, it's the developers too.
Yeah.
I got it to stick in the ground. It's kinda cool.
Better than nothing, I guess.
Exactly.
So yeah, this level is something that the community has been requesting in the forums and stuff, so it's really cool that they have released it, and as you said, it will be available in the next alpha. But if you don't want to wait until then, you maybe want it now. You just go to the Wolfire forums, and then there's a topic there called Snow Level, ? And in there, Anton has posted the link to where you can download it and stuff. So that's really, really cool stuff.
Yep.
And I think that's all, right? Anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's it. It's a cool level. I've seen it go through several iterations, and I don't know if you guys remember, there was a great screen capture that was sort of I used it as a desktop image from about right here. I missed that image. I might have to load it in again.
Yeah.
So I think this map has been around for a long time. But anyway, that's it.
Yeah. So switching back to my stream. Okay. So don't forget to unmute yourself and mumble as well.
I did not do that. I did not forget to do that.
Good.
I'm going to try and figure out why I was being sent to the wrong place, though.
Yeah. It's no problem. I hope people heard you okay. At least I heard you okay, so that should be fine. So let's move on. That's the snow level. Very, very cool stuff. Next up, we have just a few quick news items that we're going to talk about briefly. First, we have a tweet saying that David is working on improving the ledge climbing system. He would like to avoid any manual ledge tagging if possible, so he does not... Yeah, he wants to improve the ledge climbing system, and with this last sentence, he means that he does not want the like modelers or mappers, I guess. He doesn't want the mappers to have to designate like specifically what edges should be climbable and what edges should not be climbable. So
which I think is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get it to work, that'll be great. But kind of at the same time, it feels like designating that would perhaps be the best way. But yeah, if he can get it to work like perfectly without that, I have nothing against that either, of course.
Right. Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Next up, improved character physics. Another tweet by David. Adding some caps and walls to collision response velocities, which should make it a lot more robust against exploding collisions. This is if you have ever made one of those catapults where you like do a crack between two objects and then you put down a character in there and like move one of the objects slightly, and you'll find the character like flies far, far away. That will hopefully not be able to happen because he'll be adding caps, and with caps that's not actually like hats. There will be no hats in Overgrowth as far as I know, not like in TF2 at least. But caps as in maximums. So instead of having you be able to fly away at like 1,000 kilometers an hour, you'll be able to just fly away at, you know, at a lower speed, so you won't be able to fly across the whole level. So that's cool. Making it feel more awesome to move around, not having to worry about flying away suddenly. If you get into a tight spot, quite literally is what I wanted to say. And we have another tweet. Added flailing when falling lethal distances, though the animation is placeholder. A lot of people have requested this feature, and it has now been added to the game. Not much else to add. It should probably be in the next alpha, like these other two news items as well. Next up, Awesomium ported to Linux. This is huge news, actually. This was found out by Marcus, right, on the forums. And it's a post by, you know, the guy who makes Awesomium. Awesomium, if you didn't know, Overgrowth uses actually web pages for all of their user interface. So when you're selecting your level, you're actually doing that through like HTML file, basically. And all the UI elements when you're adding objects and stuff like that, that's also HTML, and they're using Awesomium to be able to render web pages inside of their game. The problem with this is that it has not been available for Linux since they added it, but they have said that there will be support for Linux in the future. And finally, after like 2 months of silence, let's see how far. Let's see, okay, May 19th they said this, and last time was February 14th. Let's see. February, March, April, May. So like 2 or 3 months ago was the last thing we heard about this, and now they're saying that it should be pretty much done and that we should be getting a test version pretty soon. And there's even a screenshot showing the Webflow sample running in Ubuntu. So there you go.
This is huge news.
Yeah, it really is huge news. There are a lot of people who are waiting for a Linux version for Overgrowth. So those people will be very happy to hear this. This has basically been the huge barrier between, you know, just to get the Linux version out there. And now they just need to get John Carmack, right? No, not John Carmack, no. That's another
Icarus,
guy.
Icculus. Ryan Gordon.
It's Ryan Gordon. Yes, indeed. John Carmack is like the it dude. He doesn't make ports. Yeah, but that guy, Icculus, he's going to port Overgrowth, I'm pretty sure. So now it's up to him to do that.
Yeah, and I mean, I've heard that Icculus has had it for a while, because there was also the Berkelium option instead of Awesomium. So we'll just have to see when Ryan has the chance to finish porting it.
Yeah, though they did not want to use the Berkelium or Berkelium, I don't know, that thing that is like an open source version of Awesomium, because I asked them about that actually, and Jeff said that they didn't want to use it because it wasn't supported. So I don't know if it's just not being developed or anything like that, but Awesomium is actually a commercial thing where big projects like big games, big studios have to pay money to get a license, but indies gets to get the license for free. So
that's cool.
So I guess they don't want to settle for Berkelium or Berkelium, the other thing.
Berkelium.
Berkelium, okay. They don't want to settle for that when they can have Awesomium. That is obviously awesome. You can hear it from the name. And it also has, you know, it's supported. People are actually working on it.
Right. So, rejoice Linux users, you may almost be able to play.
Yay. Awesome stuff. And that is the last piece of news for this week. Is there anything you want to add, Anton?
No.
Sweet.
No, I think this was good.
Yeah, and as you said, right on time. So, if you want to follow me and just to get updates whenever I go live, just go to OGWeekly.com. I have a Steam group. You can go to the YouTube channel. You can check out my Twitter, where I try to tweet as soon as something with Overgrowth happens. But yeah, in general, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
See you guys.